Hello students, today we will learn about the contribution of Alexander von Humboldt from this video. You know, Humboldt was a German geographer and is famous for his book Cosmos. But what is his contribution to the field of geography, we will learn in detail through this video. Now proceed to the main discussion. Actually, during 18th and 19th century, geography acquired its scientific status from which make it as a free and separate subject. For this, credit goes to three German geographers. They were Humboldt, Ritter and Hetzel. These three geographers are considered as the tripod of the modern scientific geography. Before these three geographers, Immanuel Kant and Foster had also started the modern form of geography, but their work did not establish real form of geography what we have today. So the credit goes to the work of Humboldt and Ritter. That's why Humboldt and Ritter are considered as the forefather of geography. The early life of Humboldt. Students, as far as Humboldt is considered, in 1769 he took birth in a rich Persian family in Berlin, and later he became the pioneer in establishing or starting the modern classical period of the subject. You will be surprised to know that Humboldt is popular by Humboldt, but his full name was Friedrich Wilhelm Heinrich Alexander von Humboldt. Education and literary work of Humboldt. Now we will see his education and literary work. Humboldt's father, Alexander George von Humboldt, was a millionaire in Berlin. So he studied science subjects like geology. After that, he studied 10 different other subjects as well. It means Humboldt has studied 11 subjects altogether, but geography is highly obliged by his contribution. Humboldt got his education from Frankfurt, Göttingen and Freiburg. He was a traveler by nature. This attitude came in action or in function after meeting George Foster, a naturalist who had been with Captain James Cook on his second voyage. He visited Holland, Belgium, England and northern France and returned back to Berlin. After returning, Humboldt had joined Mineralogical Organization in 1791, where he met Professor Warner. In 1789, he published his first essay on Lower Rhine region. In 1798, he now met with Bonpland and visited Mediterranean Sea with him. After returning from Spain, he went South America in 1799. You will surprised to know that Humboldt had scaled Chimborazo in Peru. In the meantime, he also measured the surface temperature of Peru ocean current. That's why Peru current is also known as or popular as Humboldt current. You can see the Humboldt current or Peru current west of South America. In 1800, he discovered the river Orinoco and the source of river Amazon. Later on, he came back to Berlin in 1830 through Mexico, Cuba, Puerto Rico, New York, Washington and Philadelphia. Thus, Humboldt has discovered or covered nearly 6,000 miles. On the basis of his travel, the surface temperature measured by him, he himself drew isotherm for the first time and longitude and measured the height with the help of barometer too. In this map, we can see the traveling route of Humboldt, where he started his journey from Europe and covered the journey from South America to North America and concluded it in Europe too. Humboldt was the first and single person to have similar contact and relation with Napoleon and Tsar. It was very surprising by that time. During 1804 to 24, he lived in Paris and he published his discovery account entitled Voyage aux Regions in Equinoxia Les de Noveni Continent in 32 volumes. Actually, what he traveled, he described in his books. His journey of 6,000 miles is described in 32 volumes. Out of these 32 volumes, only 5 volumes are important from geographical point of view. These volumes are number 1 volume 25 and 26. These two volumes, namely Roabne de la Nouvelle Espagne. In this volume, he described about economic geography. Number 2 volume 28, 29 and 30. These 3 volumes, namely relation historic, he described about the relationship between geography and history. So these 5 volumes 25, 26, 28, 29 and 30 are important from geographical point of view. On Cuba, he published his book entitled Essai politique sur l'Amérique de Cuba. In 1845, Humboldt published his famous book Cosmos. You actually know that Humboldt is famous for his book Cosmos. The book is published in 5 volumes, through which he has given 7 important concepts of geography. Now we will know the 7 concepts of Humboldt and learn about them one by one. The 7 concepts of Humboldt given to geography was Earth's surface as a home of man. Number 2, science of spatial distribution of the world. Number 3, general geography is the physical geography. Number 4, study of relation of organic and inorganic elements. Number 5, comprehension of world phenomena. Number 6, heterogeneity of phenomena. And number 7, unity in nature. Now we will learn these 7 concepts one by one in short. Number 1 is Earth's surface as a home of man. Humboldt, along with other contemporary geographers, supported the view that Earth's surface is the home of man. It is not very applicable. Actually, they were supporter of physical geography, so they only considered Earth's surface as the home of man. Number 2, science of spatial distribution of the world. Science of spatial distribution of world. Humboldt considered geography as a science of spatial distribution of the world. Through this concept, he tried to solve the problem of spatial distribution, which later became the core of geography. In geography, The spatial distribution means the distribution, the distributional characteristics of space. Space, a spatial term comes from space. It means a spatial distribution means the spatial distributional features of space, and he considered geography as the science of spatial distribution of the world. It means actually Humboldt tried to explain that there are spatial or distribution or differences found on the space or in different space. So it is full of differences. So he tried to explain geography as the science of spatial distribution of the world. Number 3, general geography is the physical geography. According to Humboldt, there is no differences between general and physical geography. Rather, general geography is the physical geography. De Morton has said about the general geography of Humboldt as, by the principle of general geography, Humboldt sought to compare the location and extent of terrestrial phenomena on the face of the earth. It means general geography, according to Humboldt, what we see or what we explain or what we study in geography actually is the study of physical geography. They were mainly physical geographers, and their explanation only give a stress on a study of physical geography. So they want to try general geography is the physical geography. Number 4, a study of relation of organic and inorganic element. A study of relation of organic and inorganic elements. Humboldt stated that the geography as a study of relationship of organic and inorganic elements. According to him, nature affects and human activity, nature affects human activity and vice versa. Actually, he tried to said that geography studies the relation between interrelationship between organic and inorganic elements. There are two types of elements on this surface according to Humboldt. They are organic and inorganic substances. They act and react with each other, and their relation is the study content of geography. So he considered that geography is the study of relation of organic and inorganic elements. Number 5, comprehension of world phenomena. Different phenomena are going on continuously on this earth's surface. To acquire the knowledge of these phenomena or events are the main subject matter of geography. Analysis and study of these phenomena are the objectives of advanced stage research in the subject. Number 6, heterogeneity of phenomena. Humboldt has also explained that there are heterogeneity in the phenomena occurring on the different locations due to the differences in their organic and inorganic elements. Actually, Humboldt tried to explain that geography is the study of relation of organic and inorganic elements. Due to their relationship, there are heterogeneity in phenomena on the surface of the earth. So he also gave stress on the study of heterogeneity of phenomena in the geography. Number 7 and last one is unity in nature. Different phenomena are going on the surface of the earth due to spatial variation in organic and inorganic elements, but overall all these activities are interrelated and interdependent. Hence Humboldt had said that there is only one soul from North Pole to the South Pole. Actually, Humboldt tried to explain that Earth's surface is the home of man. There are spatial distribution on the surface of the earth. The study of physical geography is the general geography, or general geography is the physical geography. Geography is the study of the relation of organic and inorganic elements. There are comprehension of world phenomena, and due to organic and inorganic elements there are heterogeneity of phenomena on the surface of the earth. So he actually interrelated all these concepts one in one word as unity in nature. So these are the 7 concepts of Humboldt given to the world of geography. Thus with this he advocated about the study of geography. For the study of geography he had also adopted and advocated the 5 different methodologies, according to whom geography should adopt these 5 methodologies for their study. Here are the 5 methodologies for you. Number 1, empirical study. Number 2, precision. Number 3, comparative method. Number 4, systematic method. And number 5, cartographic method. Now we will see them one by one. Empirical study. What is empirical study? In this method, Humboldt advocated for inductive method, in which particular examples should be forwarded after their observations and testing, and then study about the spatial variation and changes. Actually there are 2 types of method in geographical study. They are inductive and deductive method. In deductive method we study all the geographical phenomena from general to particular, and in inductive method we study geographical phenomena from particular to general method. According to Humboldt, inductive method is useful for geographical study, so he gives stress on empirical study through inductive method. Number 2, precision. In this method he supported the view to collect the facts very cautiously, because the perfect and 100% correct results comes after the study of correct facts what he had found. Number 3, comparative method. Different physical features are found on this earth surface. Hence, to make the subject more applied, comparative study have to be adopted. For this purpose, he set example of grassland, deserts and of mountains. Comparative methods are highly useful for any study, any type of study. Humboldt has given stress on this method, and he gave example of grassland, desert and of mountains. Students, as a student of geography, we all know there are differences in mountains, deserts and grassland, but human activities are going on these different types of natural setup, but we can found internal differences in grassland, in desert and in mountains area. What is that? If we study about grassland, there are different type of grassland. Some of them are known as tropical grassland, or some of them are known as temperate grassland. If we consider about desert, there are 2 types of desert: hot desert and cold desert. Hot deserts are full of sands, and cold deserts are full of snow or ice. And in mountain there are different types of mountain according to their origin, and they are the home of man, but their activities are totally different. So Humboldt has give stress on the comparative method to study for the study of geography, and is very viable even today. Number 4, systematic method. Humboldt has given stress on the systematic method for the study of geographical features on world level, which has made geographical study very simple. Cartographic method. To maintain the precision on the observation, he used graphs, diagrams and maps according to the need. Not only this, he also used and took the help of geological cross section in geological survey. Actually, cartographic method or cartography is the main tool of geographical study. In this method we study, or we take the help of a diagram, diagram, maps and cartograms. With this method, if we use this cartographic method, the description becomes very short and are very give emphasis to the features. So cartographic method help in explaining the geographical phenomena of the earth surface. So it is very helpful, and also Humboldt has given a stress in this method, cartographic method. Thus Humboldt has developed the geography on systematic approach and gave stress on physical geography and general geography. According to some scholars, Humboldt and Ritter were contemporary. They worked together and at the same time and at same place, that is in Berlin, but their ideas were quite different. They differed themselves in their methodologies. Both were also died in 1859, and modern classical period also died with their death. So we now come to the end of Humboldt description. Thank you.